like to turn me down, but we're here, baby. Out of LinkedIn jail. Yeah, did my I did my Jewish American Heritage Month. Got all kinds of hate. Did a video a day. It was outstanding. And so today, you know why I got these gloves on? What's this? This, my friends, is an asset class. Let's give it up. All right. Where's my... I can't do this. Where's my hand claps? There it is. All right. This is a painting. This is going to be turned into an NFT. This is my logo. This is gold leaf. And the person who sponsors it, their name is going to be emblazoned in here for all of eternity. All right. And so, better navigate. And I'll take off my gloves. And I want to show you this here. So this is what this NFT is going to look like. This is Van Gogh's palette. This is an NFT from an exhibit at Musée d'Orsay. And so this is the palette that Van Gogh used just before he killed himself. He was working on these paintings for his psychiatrist. And they go through all the paintings that he was doing at this time in the exhibit in Musée d'Orsay. And I absolutely love this little NFT. Very proud of it. Musée d'Orsay in the back and Van Gogh's. And I actually saw the real palette that he was using and went through this 3D experience where they put on the goggles, and it was just totally outstanding. So we're going to talk about turning a real world asset, what you saw there, into an NFT, which is what this is. This actually exists, this palette, and they turned it into this lovely token. And I'm number 50, baby. I was number 50. I think they only sold 2,000, or limited number. So we're going to talk really quickly about the NFT real world asset into the NFT process. But first, what do you say? Let's rock. All right, here we go. All right. So, what was that, you ask? That was a rejection. All right. So what you saw there, that image of Marlene Dietrich, is a painting that I proposed for a mural in my hometown. The hometown that I'm in, it's a suburb of Chicago, super duper DEI. You know, it was like they have a charter diversity, equity, and inclusion charter that they are very serious about. And so I'm like, cool, I'm going to create something with respect to the village. And Marlene Dietrich is sort of the OG of DEI. She was a gender bender from the very start, right? And so we have, the connection between the Jewish American producer that fostered this inclusive nature of cinema all the way back then. And so I'm bringing that into my artwork, and the thing you have to have with your NFT is you have to tell a story. And so that video, all right, that you just saw is part of the story. The rejection is part of the story. And I want to show you this really quick. So that was for me. They have 2 rounds, and so I created another proposal, same basic idea, but I made more of a sort of a mini movie describing what it is that I'm doing with my art. So we're going to take a look at that. It's a 10-minute video, but I'll spare you the going through the whole thing. So we're just going to touch on the basic components right here. So it starts off like this. Raft of Medusa, Delacroix, Massacre at Chios. All right, so you get the idea. What I'm bringing into, artists have been talking about horrific depictions of war and things that have happened since the beginning of time. And so I want to take you, and so then I bring it to up to date. Israel, Gaza, another chapter of anguish, and the world watches in pain, right? So making that a distinction here, and even though the Queers for Palestine is sort of cognitively dissonant because the Islamic world throws gay people off of buildings, these kids are in pain, right? They don't really understand what's happening, and so they're protesting. But this is what I'm bringing to the table. I'm not going to play you this imagery just because it's so horrific, and it's sort of difficult to continually watch this. But in the video, I show body cam footage, and I'm just going to show you, okay, body cam footage of they're coming out of the massacre. And so it's just these kids, and they blurred out their faces because it's just so horrific. And here's this soldier or policeman coming up to the thing, and he's like, hello, is anybody here? And everybody's dead, everybody's slaughtered. And so this is the real Raft of the Medusa. This is real live Guernica. This is real live massacre at Chios, okay, St. Bartholomew's Day massacre. This is happening for us. All right, and so I want to say something about this in terms of art, and I also want to say something about this. So I cut the images of these kids who were slaughtered with these kids who are in a sort of like gothic LGBTQ protest thing, rubbing their half-naked bodies on the Palestinian flag. All right. Okay, then it cuts back to the massacre. So I'm not going to play you the images because they're just so horrific. But you understand this dissonance, this sort of clash of cultures and what's happening. So I want to say something about that. And so, right, massacre, naked bodies and the Palestinian flag. Very, very strange. Like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And so we come to the place where this mural is supposed to be displayed. And so for the second round, and this video is the proposal for the second round. And so I start out like this. Here we are on the actual train where this mural will be displayed on an embankment.
To me that they can't tell the good guys from the bad guys. If you're for Hamas, just live in Gaza for a day. And I'm not talking about while the war is on. I mean before the war. Trust me, you would go running and screaming and begging to live in Tel Aviv.
Right. You'd be, because in Tel Aviv, this little Israel, which is this little dot on the map in the Middle East, has our values, okay? And so he brings it to the table, and he says, you know, even the LGBTQ world, and he's like, this is perfect.
Violence, freedom from sexual harassment.
They don't have that there.
The LGBTQ.
I mean, that too. But you throw around the term apartheid. There is a gender apartheid in a lot of the world, where women are second-class citizens, at best.
So, beautiful gender apartheid. Okay, so here we come. Art can heal us and set us free. In the hardest times, hope will rise. Let's honor the past, our history, and craft a future where love never dies. All right, so now I want to, and so I'm using the image of Marlene Dietrich as a portal into the story of immigration, into she was there at the front lines, at the Siegfried line. She was there entertaining the troops when the Germans overtook the Normandy invasions there at the border of Germany, and she was caught. She was in the foxholes in the Ardennes forest, you know, almost captured. And so she has a tremendous story in her fight against anti-Semitism, her fight against Nazism. She's bringing to the table. She put money into her hundreds of thousands of dollars of 1930s dollars, right? And so I'm using her as sort of a place to open dialogue, okay? And so here comes the video, and so we're going to listen to the music, and the train goes around the world, around the 42nd parallel, which is how it goes from the western suburbs to Chicago. So we're going to take a look, and then we'll end the broadcast. I don't want to take up too much time. Original music.
Lights are flashing, hearts are beating.
Here we go.
On the dance floor, we are meeting.
Okay, like this.
Lights are flashing, hearts are beating. On the dance floor, we are meeting. Equal rights, we're all the same. Love unites us, feel the flame. Breaking barriers, spreading love. Together we rise above. Hand in hand, we take a stand. In this world love commands. Celebrate, celebrate. Equality and love. Celebrate, celebrate. Everybody rise above. Come on, come on. Echoes of freedom.
Okay, so we're going to go, right? So we're going to go now to Chicago, and here we go. Across the ocean, magical mystery ride.
Every heart, every soul, love will make us whole. Celebrate, celebrate, equality and love. Celebrate, celebrate, everybody rise above. Come on, come on, come on.
All right, and so we're going to end up at the southern coast of France, Marseille. It's where the national anthem of France was created, just off the coast of Marseille. My daughter doesn't live far from where we're going to land here. So Paris is up there in the north, but here we're at Marseille. And so I'm making my body, my choice. They brought women's rights into the Constitution this year. And so we're talking about the 42nd parallel. And I take us around the world in the 42nd parallel. And I stop in countries along the way. Not going to go to each country. I just want to take you to the very last. We'll go to Uzbekistan, North Korea, and Japan. All right, so here we go. Okay, and then we go back to Chicago. And so now we're here, and this is the site of the mural, which is I was rejected in the first round. And so I'm making a second appeal. And then we come back to where we've begun. All right, so now here we are, right where we started. All right, can we get some applause? All right. All right, so, oops, sorry. We're on a loop. My fault. All right. So the point is, if you're creating an NFT, even though I went from painting now to a proposal to the mural, if I get rejected a second time, it's really not an issue because it adds to the story, right? You know, getting rejected once, and I asked to appeal the rejection. I didn't get a response, and then if I get rejected a third time, I'm in a group of very, very prominent artists that the painting you saw, the NFT you saw with Van Gogh's palette, that came from the Musée d'Orsay, and the Musée d'Orsay is the museum of the rejected artists who were rejected by the Paris Salon. So all of the artists that we know and love, Renoir, Manet, Monet, Caillebotte, Pissarro, all those impressionists were in fact rejected. So the point is, if you're going to create an NFT and you want it to sell, right? Hopefully, right? You want it to sell. You have to get in there and start telling your story. And so these broadcasts that I'm doing, I'm telling the story with these videos and these submissions into art exhibitions and mural applications. I'm creating a story, and that story, because I'm supporting it with music videos and I'm supporting it with other digital sort of narratives, it adds so much value to the NFT that not only are you creating a community, but you're creating something of such a rich value. The person who gets the NFT and then will have access to all those other digital narratives will be just so proud and so happy that they are part of this little stamp on the blockchain, this little node of history as we move through the digital ages. All right, so we're going to be talking either the 20th is when they make their decision here in my community. And so we'll either celebrate the mural, if I get awarded the opportunity to paint this mural, or we'll celebrate the rejection, either way. But for the next 10 days or so, 9 days, we'll be talking about turning an NFT, a real world asset, which is right there. Oh, I like to get my fingerprints all over this, but turning a real world asset, which is one of Marilyn Monroe, right, during some real painting, into an NFT. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Leave your questions or comments below, and this was great. We'll see you next time. All right, take care. Au revoir.